Hello again. Welcome back to Maze Runner. This is Cross, and last time Rocker fucking died, I guess. Max is making her rounds, finally. I hope she kills, like, everyone in this game. That'd be the best possible timeline, so let's continue on, shall we? I take a deep breath as I close the door behind me. I press my back against it, resting for a moment. So, Singe was relieved that he's not responsible? It's odd to be relieved in this kind of scenario, but I understand where he's coming from. We've all wallowed in self-pity before. At least he's free to use his energy in other ways, in this case plotting with Archeron. Regardless of how I feel about Singe's current plan, I know that Archeron will keep us all safe, and talk some sense into him if he's off track. It wasn't my place to decide what they did, but it wasn't my place to defy Archeron's orders either. They've definitely hired the best in the business. Minato. As if on cue, he approaches me. I saw the paramedics carry out a body bag. I was terrified, wondering who it could be, but I got a text from Singe right away. I'm glad to see that you're safe, but in light of what happened, I think some changes need to be made. Singe does not have a good grasp on things. I wouldn't expect him to have a good grasp on things considering how he handled the entirety of the Max situation, but I expect some answers from him promptly, and I expect him to put me in charge. Rocker's death was a tragedy, one that could have been easily avoided. If only Rocker didn't, like, walk into a fucking elevator alone with Max. Holy shit. Cutting off Archeron, Shock approaches with fervor. What did you just say? I was just saying. It's a tragedy what happened to Rocker. He was young as well. Shock's hands turned into fists. He trembles, clearly fighting off tears. Tell me what happened. Archeron looks at me, unsure of how to respond. I shrug. Dealing with this is not my expertise. There was an incident, Shock. Like what happened to Clace. Actually, it was exactly the same. Rocker died in the same way? I guess Singe gave Archeron more info than us. But if this was true, then the person texting me, they killed Clace. But not only that, they were the Midnight Killer, using their power from the Ark for nefarious purposes. I swear, like, now that we know that the power from the Ark is just total bullshit, I really want to, like, punch my monitor every time it comes up. I fucking hate this game. Holy shit. Oh my god. Then the culprit is really in this building? And with access from power from a place like that? I shiver, utterly terrified at the implications. It's all connected, more than I thought. I wouldn't be surprised if Terra was involved too. You mean, unfortunately, yes. How could you let this happen? Me, best in the business, perfect track record. You're supposed to be here to save us. What were you doing instead? Do you even know where Rocker was? Well, judging by... I don't care about judging by. Your stupid deductions won't save anyone. 2 of my friends are already dead. Shock, please. Shut up! In a fit of anger, Shock throws a punch at Archeron. But Archeron doesn't move from his place. He stands his ground. Reaching out a paw, he catches Shock's punch. What? Archeron squeezes Shock's fist. He trembles in pain, trying to break free. But Archeron's grip tightens. It looks like Shock's fingers might snap at any second. Hey! Let go! It's clear that Shock is starting to panic. Perhaps he thought less of Archeron and more of himself. It's hypocritical of you to say that. Instead of releasing his grip, he tightens it further. Don't place the blame of this on me. We're dealing with a serial killer here. And if I'm supposed to protect you, you don't want to be on my bad side. He releases his grip. Shock flies back and lands on the floor. Holy shit, favorite anime confrontation scene. The momentum of his attempts to escape used against him. He quickly pushes himself up and runs away. He covers his face as if in shame. After a few moments pass, Archeron turns back to me. Terribly sorry about the scene. I have little patience for men like him, quick to anger, irrational. You know, I saw it in his eyes. He thinks I'm responsible for Rocker. There's no way that he's thinking clearly. I know it's my job to protect, but I can't be everywhere all at once. It's not fair for him to blame me. I'm afraid that now I'm self-conscious. I must not let his thinking dissuade me. He rests his paw on his chin, in deep thought. Perhaps it'd be best if you followed after him. I think in this situation he might do something we can consider stupid. Pumped up kicks. Just you hear pumped up kicks in the fucking distance. Oh no. People can do that when they've lost everything. When they have nothing left to lose. It could put us all in danger. I'm only suggesting this because I saw you hang out with him and Rocker earlier. I think it's better that you do this. Especially with what just happened. I don't want to do that to him again. Of course, I'm sure he'll find a way to twist my actions against me. I'm only one man. We're not gods. We're limited. Can we truly be held responsible for something we never had the power to stop in the first place? This, I'm not sure. Why is it getting all psychological on us for no reason? Holy shit. Either way, you should get going. I have a meeting with Singe as well. I promise a change for the better. I'll be in touch as soon as I'm out. You got Archeron. Yeah, no, why do we keep getting people's fucking phone information if it doesn't even matter? This fucking game. He gives me a nod and slowly walks away. I suppose he's right. I should check up on Shock. I notice Killa exiting Singe's office. He runs downstairs without even seeing me. I wonder what's on his mind. He's been acting a little off lately. Archeron shrugs as he enters the office. I do the same as I follow after Shock. Oh boy. Yeah, I guess I'm on the fucking Archeron piece of shit. Okay. Killa wanders the convention center by himself, seemingly against the previous instructions of Singe. He scans the room in a curious manner, as if he's looking for something, unsure of what it is. I really hope I'm not late. Singe sure likes the sound of his own voice. He nervously presses his back against the wall. To pass the time, he uses his phone for a few moments. Oh boy, how ominous. But out of the corner of his eye, he notices something. A figure slowly approaches him. This is confirmation enough that he's not too late. He lets out a sigh of relief as his worry washes away.
Oh, hello, Killa. I'm glad you can make it.
Me too, actually. I didn't think Singe would ever shut up. He really determined to catch his killer.
Yeah, I could tell. Good thing my weapons are here. I doubt Archeron could stop them himself. He's too infatuated with Daz.
Really? I didn't figure him the type. He seemed all business and no pleasures.
It's hard to get a read on him sometimes. Either way, let's not waste any time. I'm glad you agreed to this meeting.
Well, of course, I never leave someone like you hanging. It's not every day that a billionaire...
Just call me Max, Killa. My money does not define me.
Oh, of course. I didn't mean to offend you, Max.
It's okay, Killa. You didn't know, but I'm here as Max, not as the CEO of Armstrong Incorporated.
Fair enough. Well, I'm here as Killa, so we're on even playing ground. What did you want to talk to me about?
About everything that's going on right now. Sorry for just assuming a moment ago, but aren't you thankful for the weapons here?
I'm not sure. I know Archeron isn't, but he's also not doing his job. I mean, if he was, Rocker would be...
alive, right? Glad you see it my way.
But your weapons didn't help either, so I can't say for sure.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but he has a point, you know? I like how stupid this is. It's like, if Max is trying to kill him, as much as I hate to say it, I really don't like how Killa is acting smart right now. Holy shit. Your weapons didn't help either. Just fucking cry. Sorry, Max.
Wow. Wow, what a sharp wit you have. If that wasn't funny, I'd be offended. Singe is the one responsible for that. He has the key to detonate the weapons. I do too, but it's not my job. He brought them, so he should use them. Instead, he's too busy drowning himself in sorrow. What a drama queen he is.
Well, Rocker's death changed that. He realized Clace's death wasn't his fault, so he feels a little better now.
Is that so?
Yeah, so maybe his judgment will be more clear.
Holy shit, excuse me, I'm fucking... It's still no excuse for Rocker, though.
I'll say, I guess my weapons haven't exactly gotten the chance to prove themselves yet. I hope that you'll give him a proper chance.
I guess. I'm not gonna be here for much longer anyways. I'm flying home later. But Singe wants us to keep a secret. He says if the killer knows what we're plotting, they might take rash action.
Fucking idiot. If Killa doesn't die after this, I'll be really mad. Fucking retard. Oh my god.
Oh, really?
Max smirks softly.
Oh, thank you for sharing that with me. Wouldn't want to get caught in the fray.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever happens here, I'm out. I didn't want to come here to begin with.
Wow, I can't believe you said that. You must trust me if you let that slip up.
Well, I don't see why I can't. I hate Tokyo. It's so stupid. Everyone's staring at me like I'm weird.
Oh, I know. I dug into your history a little bit.
Really? Why?
You're just so interesting, Killa. Did you tell anyone else? I mean, the real reason you're here?
No. That's
Probably for the best. It'd be a shame if everyone found out you were lying to them all this time.
Hey! You keep that to yourself, Max.
Perhaps I will, or perhaps I won't. I'd be more inclined to keep it to myself if you would do me a small favor, Killa.
Fine. Checkmate, I guess.
Oh, not quite yet, but I'm afraid I have to go for now. My favor involves another meeting. At about 7 o'clock tonight. Are you down for that?
Sure, where at? Max points down a hallway connected to the lobby.
Second door on the right. There's a small meeting room there. Oh, it'll give us much more privacy. Now, if you excuse me, I have another meeting to attend to.
She disappears just as fast as she arrived. And open my big mouth. Keep getting myself into trouble. Yeah, no, so Killa isn't who he seems to be. Holy shit. Well, okay. I'll continue playing. Me as well. So, fuck it. Velasquez's throne room. Oh boy. Oh dear. Dusk. I've been thinking. You mentioned a visit to the people, that this may help my public relations. Of course, Velasquez, your public image is very important, especially if you wish to dispel rumors. Yes, but I've thought something else. Oh, and what is that, my king? A visit to the people might be wrong. If I parade over them in my lavish outfit, rive with luxury, they'd feel hurt. This would be like a pompous display of ownership in the way that I don't intend. Would you like me to prepare a new outfit? I could allocate funds from the treasury. Something more rustic, perhaps. Maybe not fully intact, with holes. That look seems to be all the rage. No, Dusk. I must not disguise myself. Hiding who I am also gives off a bad image. Then I'm afraid I don't follow. What else could you be planning, my king? It may be risky, but I want to open the doors of my castle. I want the people to come to me. They'll be able to walk these halls as if they were in their own home. This will give them the image that I intend, that terror truly belongs to its people, and that I don't hold back from them. Really? I'd advise against that. We may be subject to massive theft. Not to mention your enemies may use this opening to plan an attack. Trust me, I've considered all the avenues. Let me describe my plan in more detail. Of course, my lord, I did not mean to be crass. When everyone has arrived, I will gather them in the atrium. At this point, I will address all of them at once. I will be fully forthcoming. This is where they will learn what I have planned for myself and the future of Terra. At that point, we will open our grand hall. We will have a feast for the ages, a ball that will be etched in time, and I will close by ending my reign. You can't be serious, Velasquez. It needs to be done, Dusk. If my enemies still wish to attack me after hearing everything that I have to say, then I'll accept my appointed fate, for the repercussions of my death will be negligible compared to what comes next, and this twisted monarchy will end, succeeded by what the people decide. Yo, communism? Holy shit. However, if my plan comes to fruition, I'll leave them a beautiful world, in much better shape than it is right now. The mumblings of this new Terra, perhaps they're not as far off as they think. We can only hope that Velasquez groans in pain, grasping at his chest. My lord, are you okay? He removes his hands from his chest stained with blood. Holy shit, he never, like, cleaned up the wound? Good lord. Yes, I'm fine. Sir, you're bleeding. Please do not be alarmed. An old wound must have reopened. I am capable of tending to it myself. You are dismissed. Yes, of course. Please call on me if you need any aid. If it gets worse, we must take action. Moments later, Velasquez leans against the wall. He grips the scepter in his hands, panting heavily. Has it stopped working? Nutty. Oh, the scepter. Could it be? Would you like to save your game? Well, that's quick. Really. That scene didn't even last 5 minutes. Well, let's continue. Next save point will be the last one, I guess. Backstage. It doesn't take long for me to pick up Shock's trail. After following it closely, it leads backstage. Not all the lights are on, so it's somewhat dark. I'm still able to make out everything important. By the time I reach Shock, my eyes have adjusted. I see him standing there with his face in his paws. An extra large can of Pop Star rests beside... Yeah, no, Shock becomes an alcoholic, but instead of alcohol, it's just Pop Star, I guess. It looks chilled and about half full. Beads of condensed... Why do you give us this level of detail? We don't give a shit of, like, the fucking, like, when, like, the condensation drips, like, go off the side of the can. Shut up. Why did you follow me? I guess he doesn't want to beat around the bush. I think for a moment before I answer him. Oh my god. Yeah, no, this is like a true ending flag piece of shit. Oh my god. Let's see, I think it's like, I wanted to know how you're feeling. That's the one I want. He looks at me confusingly, like he didn't expect me to ask about his feelings. I don't know, honestly. You know what's going on around here, and Clace and Rocker were my best friends. When you tour with people, you grow so close with them. You become inseparable, and you become more than just friends. When you perform on stage, it's almost like you're one entity. Seamless and perfect. To have it taken away, I've lost a part of me I'll never get back. I can't perform like that again, because I won't have them by my side. He turns to the side and starts chugging the Pop Star. The half-full can quickly becomes empty. No replacement will ever fill that void. So what can I do? If I can never perform like I want to, that's what I've been struggling with. And I think I've finally decided. I'm going to resign, quit the business. It's really my only course of action. Only course of action? I'm not sure about that. I mean, you could kill yourself. That would probably benefit more people, but extreme course of action? I wouldn't call that extreme. That sounds about right. I asked him why he decided to do this all of a sudden. I'd rather honor their memory. Plus, it would make me happy. If I stayed in the business, I'd have to perform with someone else. I mean, I need to find a replacement for Clace, and a replacement for Rocker, too. I don't think that's a good thing to do. I wouldn't want to give off the impression that they were expendable. They aren't. People move on in showbiz every day. I don't think that's something that I can do. A week from now, Syndra will have a new set of idols, a new tour planned. But me, I just couldn't do that. They meant too much to me, you know. And they meant a lot to the world, too. So I think I'm going to step down. You think that's a good idea? I think the answer... I hope this is a true earning flag. He smiles at me slightly. I was thinking about my next career choice. Something like a philanthropist. I've always ever wanted the best for others. And I'd have the time and money for it. I'd make more than enough of my royalties. In fact, I could retire and do nothing. But that seemed like a waste. I wouldn't be making a difference at all. I feel Clace and Rocker would be more proud of me if I went and caused change. But then the question remains, what kind of change? I guess I need to think on that. But I think I've already made up my mind. The more concrete details can come later. Actually, I think... He stops himself before he continues to speak. Sorry, I just got a little excited. I didn't mean to ramble on like that. No need to apologize. I have to say this whole situation's odd. I expected Shock to be hostile and angry. or at the very least hateful towards Archeron. But to see him planning his future, is he trying to move on, or is this just escapism? It's hard to tell when you're dealing with grief. He could be making an actual effort to move on, or he could be pushing it aside in denial. I think I know what it is, though. It hasn't even been 24 hours since Clay's death. I don't think it's possible to move on that fast. Hey, you there? He waves at me, trying to get my attention. You must have zoned out. I wanted to talk to you about Archeron. Oh, he does want to talk about Archeron. Perhaps I spoke too early, but you never speak. Shut up. You must still be mad about what happened. Let me get this out of the way first. This isn't because you overpowered me. I have some genuine concerns. I just kept them quiet so far. I hope I can trust you with this. I can trust you, right? I nod affirmatively. He doesn't have to worry about me betraying his trust, at least not until it's convenient. Whatever he told me would stay between us, because I expected the same courtesy of him. He's a very suspicious man, you know. Some things just don't add up to me. The old security guard disappears because Clace hated him. Clace dies. A new guard appears. Rocker dies. It's too convenient. The killer also has to be somebody here. Rocker's death proved that fact. And I don't know how you feel, but it felt like he gave me a death threat. Back in front of Singe's office, I mean. He hinted that he'd let me die if I didn't stay on his good side, which is horrible. Well, that did happen, but I don't think Archeron's the killer. He's always been truthful as far as I can tell. He keeps mentioning this perfect track record of his, too. Turns out it's not so perfect, but not because of Rocker's death. What? I was looking up his name online. There seems to be hints here and there of an operation he was part of in Africa, but he refuses to talk about it publicly, and anything that was promising has since been taken offline. He's hiding something. What would he want to hide, though? It would have been something shameful. Well, I mean, considering it was in Africa, could it be the revival of the slave trade? Maybe that would be something shameful that most people would want to hide, so, I mean, I could believe it. Something that affects his reputation. What else could it be but a failure? Turned out he's not as perfect as we thought. In fact, there's a lot of stuff about him that just leads to long-dead web pages. It takes power to do that en masse. I find this all a little hard to believe. So Archeron's lying about his perfect track record? Or at the very least he's hiding facts about his past? The latter is more acceptable, but the former makes me doubt almost everything. It goes deeper, trust me. I cross-reference the dates of Archeron's time in Africa with other notable events. This is where it gets interesting. Maxine Armstrong was also present. Of course, she said she's just visiting, that she didn't have any business there, but she must have been lying. That week there were explosions. The details of that are also hard to find, but it was all in the same small village, the same one that Archeron was in as well. I'm not grasping at straws. They were there together, and now they're here together, in Africa and in explosions, but it hasn't happened here yet. So right now we're one step ahead. It's all too connected to mean nothing. Everything about the village during that span of time is also impossible to find. Something bad happened in Africa, and now it's happening here as well. Maybe there's some sort of murdering duo. After that, he remained silent. I'm left to try and absorb what he just told me. It can't be coincidence that they're both here. But why were the details of Africa so hard to find? I'm assuming that Shock is truthful, of course. I doubt he's the type to make this up. But doesn't Archeron hate Armstrong with a passion? He also had no idea that Maxine was involved here. Allegedly. Could be an act to throw us off the trail. We need to get Singe to evacuate now. The bottom line is, we're not safe here. We need to leave Tokyo. I don't care where else we go. My mind flashes back to the earlier meeting with Singe. How we shouldn't make any rash movements. We don't want to provoke them into killing us. Or I guess in this case, setting off the weapons. It's kind of stupid though. Archer might talk some sense into him. That is, unless he's involved in the mess. Now I'm not sure what to think. Well, maybe that's going a little too far. But you get what I'm trying to say, right? We can't trust Archeron to protect us. Nor can we trust Armstrong Incorporated. We need to ensure our own protection. Not placing it in others or in armaments. I know you had my back before. I trust that you're on my side again. We need to push Archeron away. This conversation was optimal. What the fuck? We can't put our lives in his hands. Come on, you're with me, right? I'm not sure what to say, but he thinks Archeron is hiding failures. I wouldn't believe it, but Rocker's already dead, only after a few hours, so I have proof of his failure right in front of me. However, he's been acting up since the press conference. Perhaps Armstrong's involvement affects his judgment. This case got personal for him very fast. But then there's the issue of Africa. Him and Max both in the same village with explosions. And now they're both here with bombs, too. It doesn't appear to me as pure coincidence. And it's clear that Shock wants a response now. I don't blame him with how fast things have been happening, but I need to think carefully. There's always the chance he's just vindictive. Blah, blah, blah. Rocker did die under Archeron's watch, and Archeron did make Shock out to be pretty weak. What do I tell him? What's the fucking thing? Oh yeah, I trust Archeron because he's a cop, and cops don't do anything bad. Clearly, no. Oh, duh. He laughs at me and claps his hands a few times. After this, an awkward silence ensues. Wait, you weren't joking? Even after everything that I've told you? I nod. This is his job and all eyes are on him. Whatever happens will not escape the media barrage. If he wants to maintain his good name, he won't slip up. I can't take the evidence from Shock as proof. It was all tangential and hardly concrete. I thought better of you. I won't lie, but mark my words, more people will die. I just feel it in my gut. I'm leaving. I tell him it would probably be better to stay. If he acts like that, he could scare the culprit. You think so? But what if Archeron is the culprit? What are you going to do in that situation? This could be the final choice we make. Would you be content if you're wrong? Before I can even think of responding, my phone rings. I feel as if my heart stops beating. Another text message. I hope they'd stop. It feels like I've woken up from a nightmare. I raise a finger asking him to hold on. He stops talking, giving me time to check. I go through a brief period of hoping it's Singe, or Rook, or Killa, but this hope is short-lived. Go to the lobby, now. Things will begin shortly. I'm not sure what they could possibly mean. What was about to begin? I stop and think. Last time I got a text, they said a friend would die. I instantly put my phone back in my pocket. I storm out of the room without saying a word. But honestly, I wouldn't know what to say. I assume this person wants me alone. And so I leave Shock by himself and go to the lobby, into certain danger for both myself and my friends. Would you like to save your game? Yeah, and we're gonna cut the episode short here. Okay, that feels nice having the true ending flags there, like, just stuck there. Thank God. Okay, well, that's the end of this episode, and next time we'll see what happens in the lobby. So, see you later then. Bye.